Hello folks, and in today's video, a bit of a change of pace. I'm going to start painting this little guy, Grub from Moonstone. I recently started using a wet palette, so I'm excited to get painting again using this. Today's colours for this little guy are Xerius Purple, Gene Stealer Purple, Pink Horror, Lauren Forest, Nurgling Green, and Wraithbone. So I've got those on my little wet palette there. I've got my little guy all stashed up here. I've done a sort of underpaint zenithal sort of thing, which I'm quite happy with. At first I was a bit surprised how much I didn't like this effect. Then it sort of grew on me. And then I recently just painted a Gotch Gut, also from Moonstone, and I was just really happy with the skin tones and everything that I managed to get on this guy. It's given me the confidence to crack on and do a few more bits and bobs. So let's get stuck in. So these are just going to be a series of short videos, really. You know, like 10, 15 minutes maybe tops each day. Just doing a little bit of painting. And yeah, that's it really. So I'm going for like a purple sort of shell wing casing sort of effect, and a sort of muted green for his soft part. So yeah, I'm using a Monument Hobbies Bomwick brush here. I've got some brand new Redgrass Games brushes still tucked away. I'm waiting till I get a little bit better at using the wet palette and whatnot before I go big and crack those out. It feels like they're they're like the grown-up brushes, so I'm gonna wait till I've got a little bit more practice in yet. I mean, I really like this brush. It's a size 2, but you can do it. I've done a lot with it. I basically did the entire all of Gotch Gut with just this one brush. So you know, it's definitely a good bit of kit. Very happy with it. But yeah, using this wet palette, I feel like it's really just sort of upped my game. I've plateaued for so long, really, when it comes to actually painting and trying techniques. And in a way, I sort of blame contrast for that. You know, I got really lazy. You're just using contrast paints, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, the channel's called Hobby Quick. You know, it's all about time saving and finding more efficient ways to use what little bits of hobby time you may have. You know, I've got 2 small children, I've got a full-time job, so finding time to squeeze all this stuff in can be really quite frustrating. So I got a bit lazy. I was just using contrast paints, you know, not pushing myself really with anything. You know, just sort of like just rested on my laurels a little bit. Well, laurels, but you know, stopped pushing myself, and I started to not enjoy painting as much because I knew that I wasn't going to be doing the best I could do for it, and it all just sort of snowballs really. But here we are. I've just noticed I might have been painting slightly off center there, so I do apologize. So what we'll do now is we'll come back to Grub once this coat has dried, and his shell carapace layer sort of thing is dried now. So I'm just going to go in with this mix of green and a light pinky sort of purple, and we're just going to go in and we're just going to pick out his soft bits. So in the lore, this little fella is a trainee goblin wizard who somehow manages to turn himself into a goblin cockroach hybrid. I mean, yeah, enough said really. You notice he's still on his resin sprue here at the bottom. I've just not decided yet how these Moonstone characters are going to be based. I've got some pre-made basing material, base ready from Geek Gaming Scenics. There's a review further down the channel from a couple of years ago. Further down the page there. It's really useful stuff. I really like it. Saves so much time. So go and have a little nosy at that. So you can see with using the wet palette, it's almost like I'm glazing this layer on. So we're still seeing a fair bit of the purple underpainting, the purple shading underneath there. I don't think I put quite enough paint into my little mixture here. As I said, I am still very new to using the wet palette. So, you know, still a bit of trial and error really, getting consistencies consistent, I suppose. But I'm getting there, and the idea of these videos really is to just say that, you know, I'm doing it, I'm having fun with it, I'm getting some pretty good results with it. So, you know, you don't need to be an absolutely amazing painter or hobbyist to get the most out of this, to get the most out of one of these tools. I honestly felt like I was just absolutely buzzing when I was watching Gotch Gut's skin tones come together. You know, I've not been that proud of anything I've painted for a long time, really. And you know, it's not going to win any awards or anything like that. But ultimately, you know, it's not like I'm not going to tournaments anyway, so it's something I definitely don't need to worry about. It's just, you know, the time that I spent on Gotch Gut, like, you know, a couple of hours, a few hours over a few days, and you know, yeah, there's absolutely things that I do differently and things that are, you know, I'll try and do better on the next batch of things that I do. But you know, just seeing from a normal, where I would have just done a base coat and then probably a contrast for the skin, maybe a little highlight on the nose, and just called it done. Yeah, you're right. You're too right. I was really pleased with him, and that's what led me to set up this camera and then just start doing a little bit of, you know, video. Sort of like, I want it to be sort of like a paint along. This isn't a tutorial by any stretch of the imagination, you know. It's nowhere near that level, but you know, this is, I want people, hopefully people will watch this and they'll go, this is easy, I can do this. That's the whole idea, you know. Let's get people to, you know, push yourself a little bit. What can you do, sort of thing. Like, again, apologies, he does keep slipping out of the view there. So, but I've not done one of these setups before, not properly, so you'll please excuse me and please bear with me. Yep, so I'm thinking here, I've definitely not got enough paint on my little palette here, so very shortly I'll be sure to stock everything back up. So what we're going to do just for today is we're just going to get the colours down on his skin and his shell, and that's going to be it. I'm just going to leave him after once I've got this done. and then I might pick him up tomorrow lunchtime or something like that. You know, just that's what one thing I'm absolutely loving about the wet palette is that's really what it boils down to. Like, you know, okay, I've got all my paints out ready, they're mixed, and now, okay, it's lunchtime, excellent, I've got 20 minutes or whatever, and it's enough time to get some paint on your brush and then just get stuck in. You know, instead of having to remix everything or spend a bit too much time that perhaps you've not got to get everything where it was, remix it all, you're just getting straight back into it. All right, so for now, I think we might just call Grub done for now. Just a little bit of wet blending there. So I've gone a little bit pinkier on the face and the top of his arms. I'm just blending that down into his chest. I know I said at the top of the video he's supposed to be a goblin, but I think, you know, if a goblin gets disgustingly mutated in a lab, he's probably going to pick up some gross human sort of skin tones, isn't he? Because that's probably absolutely horrific to a goblin. So that's it. So for today, I think we're just going to call this little guy done, really. We'll pick him back up tomorrow. Like I say, at lunchtime, you know, it'll just be another really short video. Hopefully you'll join me there. Maybe you're painting along or just listening to me just waffle on talking about this little guy and this process during your little coffee break or your lunchtime. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys. Please consider subscribing if this is the sort of pace of things that you'd like to see. And yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much. Catch you again.